Hi everyone and welcome back to the YouTube channel of Crypto Sensei. So today we're going to talk about something super interesting that has gotten everyone freaking out again. Everyone's having an opinion on it, everyone's reacting to it, and it's just gotten everyone talking because it has to do with someone who's an extremely reputed and famous person. Someone who has written books on investing, someone who we think is the godfather of investing. And if you guys have guessed who I'm talking about, and yes, it's Warren Buffett. So what did Warren Buffett do that has gotten everyone in the crypto world talking? That is what you're going to learn about in this video today. So let's get right into it. What's got everyone freaking out? Warren Buffett said that if you told him that he can own all the Bitcoin in the world and you offered it to him for $25, he would not take it. And I mean, I get that he's Warren Buffett, but that sounds ridiculous and that sounds like a mistake at this point. Anyway, let's dive deeper into it. So, where he said this is quite significant because he said this at the Berkshire Annual Shareholder meeting, which is obviously a huge deal, right? Everyone was there. There were a lot of people there, and Berkshire Hathaway is a huge company. So obviously this was going to get covered in the press. So he did say it at a time where it could have meant something really significant. But let's actually go and dig deeper because this one statement doesn't cover the essence of what he's saying, nor from his logical standpoint, nor from statement standpoint. So yeah, let's get into it. So what were the highlights of what he said? Let's actually have a look at what all was said. We're going to do this at 1.5x.
Well, I shouldn't answer any questions on the subject, but I will.
So this is where the meat of everything starts. Let's have a look.
If the people in this room owned all of the farmland in the United States, and you offered me a 1% interest in it, and you said for a 1% interest in all the farmland in the United States, maybe our group. Now let's see. This is bargain price, $25 billion. I'll write you a check this afternoon. $25 billion. Now I own 1% of the farmland. If you tell me you own 1% of the apartment houses in the United States, and you offer me a 1% interest, so I'll have a 1% in all the apartment houses in the country, and you want whatever it may be for it, another $25 billion or something, I'll write you a check. It's very simple. Now, if you told me you owned all of the Bitcoin in the world and you offered it to me for $25, I wouldn't take it because what would I do with it? Now, I have to sell it back to you one way or another. I mean, they have the same people, but it isn't going to do anything. The apartments are going to produce.
So here he actually explains something significant because this is in line with his investing philosophy, right? He's saying that the reason why he wouldn't want to own that Bitcoin is because at some point or another he'll have to sell it back to someone, which goes in line with his investing philosophy, which is he wants to invest in productive assets, stuff that has some sort of outcome. Let's continue.
And the farms are going to produce food. And if I've got all the Bitcoin, I'm back where whatever his name was, who may or may not have existed, was 15 years ago.
So this is actually, I think, the funniest part of the video. And I don't know if he intended to do this, but this is like a dig at the whole Satoshi Nakamoto enigma thing. And it's really funny because everyone in the Bitcoin world is like, oh, Satoshi, the enigmatic founder of Bitcoin. And Buffett's just like roasting whoever that is. He doesn't even know if he existed. And I mean, you've got to appreciate the sense of humor there.
If I got it all, he could create a mystery about it. But everybody knows what I'm like. I mean, if I'm trying to get rid of it, people will say, well, why should I buy some Bitcoin from you? I mean, why don't you call it Buffett coin? Make your own or something. Do something. But I'm not going to give you anything for it. And you'd be right instantly.
So here again, this is like a good point that he's making. He's saying that if he buys Bitcoin, and if now he wants to sell it to someone, which he thinks is the only way to get any returns from Bitcoin, no one would buy it because everyone knows him. And if he's trying to sell Bitcoin, then it doesn't make sense. And that could make sense. I mean, you can't say for sure because there might be a taker even from Warren Buffett. But what he's trying to say is that if he's selling Bitcoin, then no one's going to buy it because it's him, which might make sense. Can't say for sure though. At least this is my analysis of it. Let me know if you guys think in some other way about this. Let's skip to around here.
Berkshire money or anything like that. But you can tell them, I guess, it's all money. But in the end, this is money, and there's no reason in the world why the United States government, whose currency people prefer, there's just under 2.3 trillion just of these little pieces of paper floating around some places, 7,000 for every man, woman, and child in the United States. And of course, most of them probably are in the United States. Who knows? But this is the only thing that's money. And anybody that thinks...
I think what he's trying to say here is that he believes that there's only ever going to be one currency, and he only truly believes in fiat currency. And a lot of Bitcoin maxis, big Bitcoin maximalists, believe that Bitcoin has a lot of long-term value because it's a hedge against the Fed or a hedge against the fiat currency. So yeah, here's his main argument. Bitcoin is a non-productive asset. Bitcoin's value depends on what the next guy is willing to pay for it. And he believes only in fiat as a form of currency, which is why it doesn't make sense for him to invest in Bitcoin. Now, the interesting thing, Buffett's comments at the annual shareholder meeting didn't actually affect the price of Bitcoin that much. This is the graph of Bitcoin in April, and if you see, this is where we are at 27th here, and this would be around the 30th when the shareholder meeting happened. And as you can see, the Bitcoin price has stayed relatively unaffected by Warren Buffett saying anything. Now, if you just flip the situation, and if this was Elon saying something like that, I think we can bet that the price would have taken a nosedive. So obviously, Warren Buffett is not someone who has massive influence over crypto prices, and that's good, but it also means that not a lot of Bitcoin or crypto holders do subscribe to that single philosophy of investing in fundamentals. What are the conclusions of this? Is what he's saying sensible? What can we take away from this? Obviously now, Mr. Buffett is an extremely reputed guy. He's probably one of the best investors in the world. So everything he says, it has value. So you really should look at it from that lens. But that said, I think his view on crypto might be overly rigid at this point. And CNBC also has released a video on the same topic where they're saying that he might be a little too rigid about his stance on crypto. And the second thing is that unlike what he's saying, crypto projects do produce real world value. And this can be quantified in things like Ethereum. If you look at Ethereum, there's more and more developers that come in every day building projects on Ethereum, using up gas fees. And that is revenue for the Ethereum founders and for the blockchain and for the foundation that set up Ethereum. That's cash flow, because it's like someone's using their gas to fuel projects on the blockchain. If you think of DeFi protocols where you can stake your stable coins or stake your coins and make yields, it becomes a productive asset, right? Because it's giving you a yield. So that might be the single point of difference when it comes to Buffett's stance and the stance. And if you want to create your own thesis and you're scared that, what Warren Buffett doesn't believe in it, how do I believe in this? He might be wrong about the crypto being a non-productive asset. So yeah, this was the video. Thanks a lot for sticking around. Obviously, Warren Buffett has differing opinions than we do on crypto, but that's not to say that this annual shareholder meeting was not interesting. I mean, it was really interesting. Some really interesting stuff came out in the meeting, and if you'd like us to do a video on that, I'd be happy to do that. And please do let us know in the comments if you'd like to see that, and stay tuned for the next video. And this is us signing off. Thank you.